There are places in every city where the light doesn't reach. In Hong Kong, a metropolis of neon, noise, and 7 million souls, there are entire neighborhoods that pulse like living things, where anonymity is currency and silence is survival. One such place was a crumbling high-rise on Granville Road, in the densely packed district of Sim Sha Tsui, Kowloon, a street famous for its shopping, its chaos, its glamour masking decay. In 1999, it became infamous for something else, something unspeakable. She entered the police station just after midnight. 14 years old, thin, pale, eyes like hollow wells. She looked like a ghost herself. The officers tried to comfort her. She wouldn't speak at first. Then slowly, the words came out, fractured and trembling. She won't stop crying. Every night, she's there. She's angry. She's in the doll. They leaned in closer. What doll? Her voice was almost a whisper. Her head is inside a Hello Kitty doll. Man-Yee was born in 1976, and from the start, the world gave her no chances. Abandoned as a child, she was raised in a government orphanage and later transferred to a girls' home run by the Social Welfare Department facilities plagued by underfunding, neglect, and abuse. At 15, she ran away. She had nowhere to go, so the streets took her in. By 16, she was addicted to methamphetamine ice, a drug rampant in Hong Kong's criminal underworld. The only way to survive was to sell her body, her soul. And somehow, she endured. In her early 20s, Fan tried to turn things around. She joined a drug rehab program, got clean, married a delivery man, gave birth to a son, took a job at a nightclub to make ends meet. It wasn't much, but it was hers. Then came the fatal mistake. She stole a wallet. The wallet belonged to Man-Lok, a mid-level triad figure and notorious loan shark. He wasn't just dangerous, he was unpredictable. The kind of man who liked making people suffer, who believed fear was power. Fan had borrowed money from him, a small amount, a few thousand Hong Kong dollars, but she couldn't repay it in time. When he discovered the theft, Chan didn't call the police. He called his crew. In March 1999, Man-Yee vanished. Witnesses would later say they saw her struggling in the back of a black car near Temple Street, a place known for crime, vice, and the nightly rituals of Hong Kong's underbelly. She was dragged to Chan's apartment on Granville Road. The unit was small, just 2 bedrooms and a kitchen, but inside, it became a chamber of nightmares. Her captors. Man-Lok, the ringleader, then 34. Leung Wai Lun, 21, Chan's accomplice. Lau Ming Fong, 14, a girl Chan had groomed with drugs, money, and manipulation. They told Fan she'd be held until her debt was repaid through sex work. But that was a lie. There was no plan to let her go. What unfolded over the next 6 weeks was a prolonged, systematic campaign of brutality. They didn't just torture Fan, they played with her, for entertainment. Every day was a new horror. They beat her with metal bars and kitchen utensils, kicked her until her ribs cracked, tied her up with electrical cords and hung her from the ceiling, poured hot wax and boiling oil on her wounds. They forced her to eat human waste, forced her to smile while they filmed her degradation. One night, they cut off her hair and made her pretend she was happy, or they'd beat her worse. They laughed when she cried, mocked her prayers, recorded her screams. And through it all, no one in the building said a word. One morning in April, Fan stopped moving. She had collapsed in the bathroom, naked, shivering, bleeding from every orifice. No one tried to save her. Chan and his accomplices watched her die unmoved. But even in death, she was not allowed dignity. They dismembered her in the bathtub, boiled her flesh in pots to mask the smell, mixed her organs with household garbage, flushed what they could down the toilet, stuffed the rest in the fridge. But what to do with her skull? Chan had an idea. There was a toy, a life-sized Hello Kitty mermaid doll lying in the bedroom. They sliced it open, removed the stuffing, and placed Fan's skull inside. It's sewn shut, smiling, mocking. A children's character turned into a tombstone. Lao Ming-Fong, the teenage girl, began seeing Fan's face at night. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. She said Fan followed her not just in dreams, but in mirrors, shadows, reflections. She doesn't want revenge, she told the police. She wants someone to know. That was what made her talk. She wasn't afraid of Chan anymore. She was afraid of the woman they murdered. Police were skeptical at first, but when they entered the Granville Road apartment, the air itself was thick with something wrong. They found charred utensils, bloodstains on the walls, duct tape, zip ties, meth, photos of Fan, bruised and bound. And on the bed, the Hello Kitty doll. Inside it, Fan Man-Yee's skull, teeth still intact. Chan and his accomplices were arrested in late 1999. But prosecutors faced a problem. There was no full body, no exact cause of death. The pathologist testified that due to the severe decomposition and mutilation, it was impossible to determine how Fan died, only that she had suffered unimaginable pain. The defense argued that she may have died from a drug overdose, that they only panicked afterward. In December 2000, the court convicted the three of manslaughter, false imprisonment, and preventing lawful burial. Not murder. They were sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 20 years. As of now, Chan may already be eligible. The apartment on Granville Road has long since been abandoned. Locals say the unit is cursed, that new tenants never last more than a week. Some say they hear crying. Others say the lights flicker at night. Maintenance workers refuse to enter. Fan Man-Yee has become an urban legend in Hong Kong, a vengeful spirit, a woman wronged, a ghost that won't rest. And maybe she shouldn't. Because Fan wasn't just a victim of three sadistic people. She was failed by the system. By poverty, by addiction, by indifference, by a world that never gave her a chance. The case changed Hong Kong. It shattered the illusion of safety. It forced society to confront the quiet epidemic of abuse, exploitation, and human trafficking hiding in plain sight. But more than anything, it showed that sometimes the most monstrous crimes don't happen in alleys or graveyards. They happen in apartments, behind locked doors, in the same building where you live, where you sleep. Right now. So the next time you walk past a dark window, or hear crying where there shouldn't be any, ask yourself, is someone being silenced? Or are they trying to be heard? Fan Man-Yee is not forgotten. Not anymore. And neither is the Hello Kitty murder.